Hey there guys, welcome back to Skirmish Miniature Gaming, and today I thought I'd do for you guys another beginner's guide. I know you guys really appreciate them, and a lot of you find them really helpful for a lot of new games that come along. And I thought, you know what, I haven't done one yet on this channel for Necromunda. It's a game that's been given a new box set, starter set recently, and a lot of people who wish to get into Necromunda, like other games such as Kill Team, Warcrime, whatever, get a bit confused as where to jump in. It's not exactly a new game anymore, although there's a new starter set. It's kind of hard to know where to jump in, what you need to play, etc, etc. And if you're not at all aware of what the game's about, then I'll give you a little bit of fluff as well. So please do make sure you throw a like on the video, guys, show your support, and leave comments down below. Let me know if you found the video helpful or if you have any questions, and what you think of Necromunda, what gangs are you going to be picking up, and of course make sure you're subscribed, because we're going to be doing some Necromunda battle reports with the new starter set as well. But without further ado, let's get into the beginner's guide. A little bit of fluff as to the background for Necromunda. Necromunda was founded some 15,000 years ago as a mining and manufacturing colony. In the millennia since, mountains have been reduced to rubble for the ore they contained, and seas have been turned into oceans of chemical sludge. Ew, gross. Across the plains, huge city structures known as hives pierce the skies. In the lower levels of these cities, billions live, work, fight, and die without ever seeing the light of day. So obviously it's a pretty grim dark, obviously based on 40k and Warhammer 40,000, but the underhives and the undercities of that world, very cyberpunk, with these different gangs that have different means of getting around and earning their monies and their loot, etc., for fighting over the territories that exist in these undercities. But that's just a little bit of fluff and background, as if you weren't kind of aware. Obviously I'm going to throw up some cool images and things on screen. There's multiple gangs that you can get yourselves into, that you can choose from, which are your factions in game. You've got Slave Ogrins, Palatine Enforcers, Corpse Grinder Cults, House Van Saar, House Dalak, House Orlok, House Escher, House Cawdor, and House Goliath. So a lot of these different factions you can choose from, or gangs in Necromunda, are known as houses. That's who they pledge those people pledge their allegiance to. In terms of where you go from the lore and the background of the game and what's available to you, there's one of 2 or 3 ways that I would suggest getting into the game. If you want this info combined into one place to read through, guys, these are always just videos I put together just to kind of do the reading and do the looking and the research for you, rather than you having to go reading through and finding the information yourselves. I combine it all into these beginner's guides for you guys. So if you want to go over to Games Workshop's Necromunda page, I'll try to remember to drop a link in the description and comments for that for you guys, or you can ask for it if you want it. You can go over there and check it out as well. But otherwise, there's 1 or 2 ways I would suggest getting into the game. One is the new starter set and go from there. One is to get the old rule book, download all the facts that have the updates to the game, to the rules, etc., and then just pick your own gang starter set from there, or gang box set from there, and expand. So in terms of the new Necromunda Hive War starter set, we've had starter sets before this. There was the Dark Uprising, I think it was, with 2 different factions in it. If you've already got that, and you already know you're into the game, so you won't need help from there. But if you're only just getting into the game, the new starter set is called Necromunda Hive War at this point in time anyway, which contains pretty much more or less everything you'll need to play the game. The only complaint people have made is that there isn't much in the rule book in this box set for campaign play. If you want campaign play, there's a little more towards that in the old rule book, which you can get on their website as well, or you can just kind of create your own campaign run, or you're probably going to have to wait until they release a new expansion to cover more campaign stuff for the game. So you might either have to wait out or just get the old rule book for that, which is still available as well on the website. But yeah, the Hive War starter set, what does it contain? We've got a box set as well. Like I said, we're going to do some bat reps and a showcase battle report for the game on that, so do stick around for that. Otherwise, you get your dice, templates, measuring sticks, all your data cards that go for your gangs. The 2 gangs, you get 2 full gangs of 10 models each side in this starter set, and the Escher gang, which are like your chemical, they kind of like harness chemicals and things to poison their opponents. You got the Dalak, who are very dark, deceiving gang who kind of act to the shadows, I suppose you could say. So you got an Escher and Dalak gang of 10 members in each, very convertible teams on either side. Really nice, comfortable instructions. I've already done those. You have a double-sided gaming mat or play mat. 2 different sizes to be able to play with. Modular terrain, not as good terrain as the first box set, but this box set does have terrain like barricades, walls and things like dungeon walls, dungeon crawler walls that you can put out on your mat. Everything in this is what you need there to play. It's only £90 in the UK. You could probably get it cheaper elsewhere, which is probably about $120, $130 in the US. If you want to grab onto those euros, you're probably looking about 98 to 100 euros, I'd imagine, to get the box set. So well worth doing, especially if you have a friend to get started with. Otherwise, it's pretty much affordable for yourself if you want to get into the game as well. The actual rulebook that you get in this starter set does combine all of the facts that have been released so far and the expansion rules that have been released so far into the one rulebook. It's not a bad size either. It's pretty nice size tome. If you want a little bit more fluff and kind of expansion to the rules for the gangs that are in this starter set, though, you have 6 gangs that exist rules-wise in this starter set rulebook. And in this rulebook from the starter set, you do have 6 gangs available to you straight away for their rules. You have, or base rules, should I say. You have the Escher gang, House, House Escher, House Delac, House Goliath, House Orlok, House Cawdor, and House Van Saar. They are all available in the starter book. They have 3 basic data sheets for each one, for each house, keeping it nice and simple. They didn't want to give us too much in the set, but you essentially just have like a leader rule set, a champion rule set, and a ganger rule set for each one, and the special rules for each gang. However, if you want to go deeper into these gangs and get all the expansion models that are available to each one, you have obviously all the gangs I mentioned earlier are separate. In this box set, you get the Escher and Delac gang, but they're just the base models, so you're looking at gangers and a leader and a champion. But that's it. However, Escher and Delac do already have their own battle tomes or codexes out, which expand on their special rules, specific scenarios for them, etc., etc., and other models that are now released as expansion models to use, and their rules are in those specific codexes. I've put those on screen now. You've got a selection for each gang, so if you want to properly play each gang, it's recommended that you get these actual separate codexes. You get extra fluff for each gang as well. Then what I would go on to say is you can get a larger selection of expansion models for each gang outside of their core box sets. Which brings me into how you would kind of get into the game outside of the starter set. You do have a selection for each gang of core box sets, which is just like leader, champion, and some fighters. But then once, like as I've just repeated myself again here, each gang then has expansion model box sets that you can kind of increase on the model types that you get for each gang, which are pretty awesome. And then you want to look into getting your specific codex for that gang so that you got the full rules for them. And obviously, if you wanted to go down that route and you didn't want the starter box set and you're just playing in the game yourself, just buy the rule book and download all the facts so that you're up to date from Warhammer community page. But that's more or less the best ways to get into the game, guys. As you've seen on screen there, I've put up some images for you of sort of the different expansions, the different books that you can get hold of for each gang. There are also available from the original Necromunda starter set. You've got the actual Mechanicus leveled terrain for Necromunda as well, which I would recommend getting because it just gives a bit more height to your maps and your terrain that you can use. So it's got all the platforms to walk on and push people off, so it's great. Other than actually the just standard Hive War box set terrain you get at the moment, which is just the dungeon crawler walls. For this moment in time, but there is the ability to make your own gang as well. That is something I will put out there. If you want to pick up your own specific models for Necromunda, to make your own gang and customize your own gang and make up your own lore and things for them, and your own rule set, go for it. That's also available in the book from the starter box set, and I believe the old rule book as well. But yeah, that is my basic suggestions, guys, for how best, at the moment at least, to get into Necromunda, what you kind of need. So if you're going from the starter box set route, you're pretty much all sorted. Just get your expansion box set for your gang that you're going to take, so whether it's Escher or Delac from that box set, and then also get the Delac or Escher Codex or Battle Tome to expand on your rule set to play them properly, essentially. If you don't want the starter box set, just go with a core gang box set. You can get your expansion set as well, and then get the rule book from Games Workshop's website, just the Necromunda rulebook, and then download the facts to make sure you're up to date, because it's not like the one from the starter set that's been updated, to keep updated with the current rule sets and facts. But otherwise, then all you'll need again is just your gang's specific battle tome or codex. So that's my best suggestion there, guys, on how to get into the game. If you have more questions and you want me to expand on things, please do leave comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, because we're going to do a showcase battle report with the Necromunda Hive War starter set, and we'll do future battle reports. We might even go through a short campaign run. We'll have to wait and see with that. But hope you guys enjoy that when it comes. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this beginner's guide. Until next time, guys, I've been Luke, and as always, happy skirmishing. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Please do make sure to like, comment below the video, and obviously subscribe for future skirmish content and all that skirmish goodness. Otherwise, if you wish to support the long-term sustainability of the channel and myself to be able to release more skirmish gaming content, if that's the kind of thing you like, you can go over to our Ko-fi membership page, where you can sign up for any fee of your choice to pledge towards us to be able to in the future make more content for you than just the current one-day battle report a week. You can follow the link in the description below, or you can hit the Ko-fi button on screen now to go sign up and pledge your selected amount. But thanks to anybody who pledges, and to all members that have been on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, guys, and as always, happy skirmishing.